What is up? It is back to being cold. We can't get it right. We go from a freeze warning to a fire weather warning, and now it's back to cold. It's kind of ridiculous, but hopefully it's gonna start warming up here soon. We got cardio, so cardio talks again. Don't even know what I'm gonna talk about yet, but I'll figure it out when I'm editing. I'm gonna do an hour of the treadmill today. If it's not taken, if it is, then we got bike again. If you're not already following the Instagram or the TikTok or Christian Lifting Apparel, go check those out. I make all the designs for Christian Lifting Apparel, so go support a small business. Comment down below what you think. That's about all I got, so I'll go ahead and cut to me in the gym. Okay, so today I wanted to talk a little bit about optimization of exercises, or what the science-based lifting community calls optimization. While yes, I believe it is important to optimize what you're doing in the gym, I believe it has been taken to a much greater extent, over-exaggerated, if anything. People have just been finding studies that suggest one movement has more muscle stimulus than another movement, and then when you look at the charts, they're not significantly different. They're just slightly above, and the error bars still overlap. So yes, it is important, but if you're going to start spewing that something is more optimal than the other, make sure it's actually more optimal. And when you look at the study, you make sure that it is statistically significant in the study, and that it ideally is fact checked by other studies. Now, another thing I want to talk about within the science-based lifting community is optimal nutrition. So nutrition is arguably more important than what you even do in the gym. If you are the most optimal person in the gym, you train perfectly according to science. If your nutrition is subpar, or your nutrition is just not good, you will have far less gains than the unk doing decline bench, eating much better than you. Nutrition is one of the most important things you can do to grow muscle in the gym. Not thinking about your nutrition actively is probably hindering your gains. So now that we've got those two things out of the way, how should you properly structure your split and nutrition? Well, first, your split should be determined by you. If your body can handle a high volume split, do a high volume split by all means. Can only handle low volume, find what works for you. Me personally, I was always a high volume guy and I loved it. And I recently switched to low volume. And this is because I'm on a cut, my energy is decreased, and I just can't output as much stimulus as I was able to. So naturally, I switched to a lower volume split. Is this temporary? Probably. I'll probably switch back to a higher volume split because it has been shown statistically significantly that higher volume splits are prone to more muscle growth. So yes, am I still getting 95% of the gains while doing much less work? Yes. Would I prefer that extra 5% if I can? Yes. So I will probably be switching back to a high volume split once I'm done with this cut, which will still be for a little bit. So while I'm on this cut, I'm sticking to this low volume, high output split. So in terms of building your split, find what works for you. Stop watching all these YouTubers and TikTokers telling you what the best split is. Literally just find your own and do it. Stick to it. Consistency is the most important thing in the gym. As long as you stick to something, good things will come. Now, on to nutrition. So nutrition has, of course, baseline guidelines that you should be following, but it is also pretty personalized. If your body can handle certain foods better than others, then why would you eat other foods that people are telling you to eat? If your body can't handle them well, don't eat them. So that goes into the next thing. Of course, a few baseline things is in the gym, you should be eating at least 0.8 to 1 grams of protein per pound of body weight. This would ensure, of course, optimal muscle growth and protein synthesis. You don't want to lack in protein, of course. Obviously, prioritizing carbs is a much better outcome, but you don't want to fully negate your protein. That is, after all, what builds muscle. So, of course, prioritize carbs. You should be eating about 1.2 to 2 times your body weight in carbs, depending on if you're in a deficit or a maintenance or slight surplus. Me, I am eating 203 grams of carbs a day at 190 body weight. This is because I don't have much room for my calories to go anywhere else. I'm eating 160 grams of protein, which is 0.8 of my body weight, and 40 grams of fat is the lowest I'll go on fat. So the remaining of my calories is carbs, which that's as much as I can get. So for nutrition, follow a general macro set and just stick to it. If you feel like your energy is going down, up the carbs. If you feel like you're not building muscle, but you're training really, really hard, up the protein. If you feel like you're having hormone imbalance, like you may feel like your testosterone is decreasing, up the fats. There's no perfect recipe for the general population for nutrition. Find what works for you, test, do a few things, switch it up, and then once you find your optimal nutrition, stick to it, be consistent. Once you find both of those things, your nutrition and your optimal split, all I can do is urge you to stick to it. Consistency will make far more gains than an optimization of one movement over another. So I hope y'all enjoyed this cardio talk. I hope everything made sense. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. And as always, stay blessed. All right. We are done. Longest 30 minutes of my life. Of course, the treadmill was taken again, so had to rock the bike. That's all right. Bike is a good workout. But now, I'm about to go home and eat because that was fasted cardio. So now I'm hungry. I'm gonna go home. I already got the day planned out for calories. About all I got. As always, go follow the Instagram, TikTok. I'm wearing Aspire right now. Code Harry77 for 10% off. Link for that will be in the description. That's all I got for y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. And as always, stay blessed.